sent a communication to the board of the Charlotte Brookson, as I'm deeply concerned about the financial situation and several situations at the school. One of them of paramount importance to me as a concern is regarding the Academy's financial support. So one of the most alarming issues is the situation regarding CBA's financial advisor. And I'm querying to the supervisory board of CBA in regards to what is the fully informed, is there a contingency plan put in place, and who is responsible for the financial responsibilities now. I want to be very clear that Y2 is very, very closely monitoring this situation, and I am emphasizing once again that I will not take this matter lightly whatsoever. Any lack of information, any negative effects on the staff, and be rest assured that if this is not taken seriously, that all involved, especially those most accountable, will see the full wrath, the full strength of the Y2. You know, for me, at the end of the day, we can talk all kind of issues, but when it affects staff and ultimately our students and it affects education, it is really crossing the line. So I will continue to closely monitor this situation for sure. I have requested an urgent meeting with the board because in addition to this, the financial impact for me has a serious concern in terms of what is happening now with the staff and the pension that they were never placed in. The pension payments that are very important to the staff, they should have been placed in the pension fund. That has not happened. So how does all of this now play out in terms of the staff and their pension fund? Will there be an investigation? What will be the next steps in terms of correcting what has happened and making sure that the staff and ultimately our students has a stable surrounding environment for learning and for working? So at the end of the day, I'm calling on the relevant stakeholders, especially the board of the CBA, to take this urgent request of the union very seriously, to meet, because I need to have a conversation with them. I need to also have assurances with them that certain things have been put in place to mitigate any challenges that may arise. And most importantly, once it comes to our students and our teachers, I will definitely not take it lightly. So again, I'm very, very, very clear in terms of my direction in where this will go. And I want to ensure that the public at large is aware of it. Parents have already expressed their concern. Several staff members continuously have expressed their concern. And now by extension, the public of St. Martin, ultimately any other relevant stakeholder, government included, must also now make sure it takes up its responsibility and making sure that this matter is rectified. You know, we are in an election year, and ultimately you hear all sorts of rhetoric, all sorts of promises, all sorts of initiatives. Now, all of a sudden, members of parliament will remember schools and will remember the CBA school in particular. I heard a particular MP mentioning that there will be a change to an initiative law that will take place in terms of granting more funds to the school. So again, how will all of this play out in the long run? And I'm very concerned about it for the well-being of the students and for the staff. And when it comes to education, there's no second guessing. Education is a bipartisan issue, so no political affiliation should ever hamper the progress needed in education. So rest assured that I will be monitoring this situation at the Charlotte Brookson Academy of the Performing Arts quite closely, and I expect to have an update very soon in terms of the initial message that I've sent out regarding this matter.
And you conquer. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce former Minister Omar Otley. And of course, the Minister of Everything was like the #1 prospect. So they would ask me, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You're going to leave? And I dare tell them, hell no. We still going up. Because I ain't leaving this man when he's done. I am going to stick with my brother, and I am going to pick him up and not put him down. Before you talk, there was a problem for many years whereby we speak of our people traveling to Panama, to Colombia, to all of these places, and these same doctors that operate on our people in St. Martin were not able to work here due to a big legislation. Well, I'm happy to say that under my leadership as VSI, and under the support of this party, we have signed an agreement with the CIBG that allows these doctors, these foreign doctors and professionals to work in St. Martin, take care of our people once they meet the requirements. Tell them, remember that. As Minister of Affairs, I got many complaints about the medical center. No fault to the medical center. The medical center was built for a capacity of 15,000, the population. We are now well over 60,000. According to the census, we are 59, 58,000. However, we didn't just sit and complain. What did we do? Sign on to the after-hour general practitioners services from 6 to 12. So I'm happy to announce from September 15, you have non-emergent urgent care. You and your family members can go to Simpson Bay at the Denowese Clinic where your practitioners will take care of you and you don't have to wait in the line at the medical center for 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours. We didn't talk about it, we walk about it. They speak about mental health. Mental health has plagued this country. It was one of my toughest struggles. But what did we do? We signed on to a 4-country agreement that allowed us to utilize the resources within the 4 countries. We went to mental health conference with the purpose of streamlining a community-based approach. And guess what? We were able to learn and organize Article 15, 13, and 14 of the ordinance that allows us to do involuntary admittance, and we have saved and helped over 15 persons and families who have come to us and cried for their loved ones to be admitted and which did not want to be admitted voluntarily. But you know what's amazing about that? We scream, we kick about mental health, but this legislation that I speak of was in existence from 1921. And the first time it was ever used was July 2022 under my leadership and this party. Remember that. We have, I'm going to start the thing. We're going to start the thing. We have a certain doctor who was on the up, left the up, went to Farmers Party. I want people to realize, don't be fooled by the new colors. Ask them, what have you done in your term as Member of Parliament? What have you done? Don't be fooled. Because they speak of foot amputations and they blame the minister. The minister, we have an all-time record of foot amputation. When the minister say, okay, this is a problem from before me, but you know what we're going to do? We're going to start the diabetic foot care program. This program allows you, citizens of St. Martin, to check your foot yearly. If there's no issues, you come back the next year. If there's issues, we take care of your foot to help prevent amputation. We didn't talk about it, we walk about it.
Talk a little bit about what I've had to do to live up to the promise that we made to people last election. The number one thing people spoke about last election was we tired of elections. Why every year the government got to fall? What it is, why you can't figure out a way to work together for the betterment of the people. And those that are saying, trying to take away from the fact of my role in keeping this government together and making it the longest government our country has ever seen. Best believe it was them. They would parade it. They would celebrate it. But because it's us, and we threaten what has been happening over the years by finally giving you the longest serving government, that's the only reason they don't want to give us our flowers today. But that's okay. You all are here in mass, on the road, in this place, to give us the love that we deserve and to send a message that if it's one party you need to have in there, an MP that you need in Parliament, a minister that you need in the Council of Ministers to get things done and keep this country forward, this is the team where you will find them. The fact is, we have proven ourselves with just 2 ministries. Some people said, Orlando, why would you go into an election and take 2 ministries? That's okay. We brought this party from 0 seats to 4 seats last election. People seem to forget. The United People's Party was in big trouble. And we were asked to come together at the last minute to revive it and bring it back. And I would say we pulled off a miracle to get where we are today. But the miracles ain't done. When I look around this room, when I look outside and people are still trying to get in, when I see the people that love what we do, and the many people that are coming back together, coming back home, we're going to pull off another miracle come January 2024. Best believe it, because I'll tell you this, if we did all of this with 2 ministries, what would we do with 3? What would we do with 4? What would we do with 5? What would we do with 6? What would we do with 7? Whatever you give us, the people of St. Martin, we will make the best of it. Because we're hardworking and we love this country. St. Martin, you know, I have to talk a little bit about maybe what we've done and what we've worked on. Yes, everybody knows that I have by far drafted the most laws in the history of St. Martin, but I want to highlight one today. Because this law, this banking legislation that finally gonna put these banks in their place and stop the stupidness what they're doing to the people of St. Martin, closing our accounts, making us stand up in line in tents like we're dogs, raising the fees. This law is going to change that. And I want to dedicate this, not just to the people of St. Martin, but to the man who inspired me, who asked me to do one thing, a man who was in the banking industry for decades, and to this day is ashamed what the banks are doing to our people. My father, Franklin Bryson. Thank you, Dad. Because the problem in St. Martin is that we look at the overall problems that we face every day. But what has been ignored for years, and what I have been the first to call out, are the institutions that have gone unchecked. The banks. No one ever wanted to touch that, and I hated that term when it came to Parliament, and people tell me, boy, leave that alone. Don't touch that, you crazy?
Mealtime rules. Don't serve yourself first. Do not eat with your mouth open. Don't rest your elbows on the table. Don't make noise when eating. Does not apply when enjoying KFC buckets. When we bucket together, we are as we really are.
Your social and health insurance is SZV. Your social and health insurance is.
Are you SZV insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SZV is cardless. Request your My SZV account today and enter the virtual office of SZV. Go to szv.sx and sign up now.
SZV, yeah. Your social and health insurance is.
During the hurricane season, a potential tropical cyclone can produce rainfall that can cause flash flooding and rockfalls. Stay away from flood-prone areas during heavy rainfall, such as Jump Up Casino on Emma Plain Road in Phillipsburg, ATLH Road Roundabout, L.B. Scott Road from Emilio Wilson Park until Cake House Supermarket, Zaker's Gut from Petro Plus gas station until the Seventh-day Adventist Church, Welcalaken Road K Hill from Welcalaken Road Roundabout until the One-Tete Loke Roundabout, Beacon Hill Road from Sunset Bar and Grill until the beginning of White Sands Road, and Rhine Road, also known as Mullet Bay Road, after Sonesto Maho Beach Hotel to the entrance of Cooper Coy from the intersection of the University Drive until the intersection of Rio Grande. For more information on how you can keep yourself and your family safe this hurricane season, visit stmartingolf.org/hurricane. This public service announcement is brought to you by the government of St. Martin.
In these pivotal times, we are gathered here not as individuals, but as a collective force, united in our shared vision for a better future for St. Martin. This Congress is a testament to the strength of our democracy, where the power truly lies. It lies in the people, where it has always lied. This house was not built for individuals. This house was built for the people of St. Martin. Today we find ourselves at a critical point in our history. The challenges we face are numerous and complex. We must deal with local issues while we are under the watchful eyes internationally. But let us not forget that adversity is always the catalyst to change. To partially quote former US President John F. Kennedy, we must not seek to find the United People's Party answer or our fellow political parties' answer, but we must seek to find the right answer. We must not seek to blame on the past, but we must seek to take our responsibility to build a better future for St. Martin. If I've learned anything about the past, what I've learned is you cannot change it. We can spend our lives crying about the past or boldly accept our responsibility to mold a brighter future. Please remember that the future that we look upon today with aspiration and dreams is the past we will look back on tomorrow. That is why there is no excuse for governing this country correctly. We must address areas such as poverty, unemployment, healthcare, tourism, just to mention a few. The very first step in solving any problem is to first acknowledge that there is a problem. St. Martin was once the shining beam of the Caribbean, and we have lost some of that shine. But now it is up to you, the young people of St. Martin, the young candidates, to bring back that shine. You are the ones that are responsible for that. And it's up to you now to get St. Martin back to where it was. We must go back to some of our fundamental principles that made us what we are. You are the guardians of our future. You are the ones that God has placed here in this time in our history to deal with the issues that we face today. Every man, woman, and child has a responsibility for the betterment and the development of this island. No excuses. We cannot sit by idly and just complain when things go bad, but do absolutely nothing to make things go good. It is during these testing times that brave men and women emerge, driven by an unwavering determination and a commitment to the welfare of their fellow St. Martiners. Be reminded that at no time in our history has any government not faced challenges. And as you go to the masses again for their support, you will be faced with unforeseen challenges in the next governing term.
about the Winwood Islands Bank online banking platform. It's something new at WIB.
Yes. Well, actually, it started in early 2000. Okay. We at WIB, we had a process where we would receive your payments via dial-up. Over the years, it has evolved. Now we have a system in place where it's all digital. So when your payments come in, it is sent out for processing immediately. It's amazing how the service has advanced and the technology has evolved. And I advise everyone, all of our clients, to give it a try. We offer the WIB at Home, we offer the WIB Direct Business, and we offer the WIB Direct Corporate. The WIB at Home is really for your personal needs, your personal banking needs. The WIB Direct Corporate is for your corporate business. If you have, let's say, a staff larger than 25 or 30 persons, we would recommend the corporate. And then we also have the business, which is for the medium-sized businesses.
Okay. Now, talk to us about how do we access it for those of us like me and for those other older ones who are not quite comfortable with the online.
Well, you can visit any of our branches. We have our branch ambassadors positioned at all branches on the island. You can request information from our support team, the contact center. We have our numbers as well. But if you don't feel comfortable, you can always come in. We can give you an explanation why it's more efficient, why it's more logical for you to use, and to get over those fears of the new age way of banking, the modern way of banking.
Exactly. What are some of the most frequently asked questions that people come in with?
Right now, of course, with the age of hacking and, let's say trying to get into someone's personal account or email, the most of the time the questions that we get are, is it secure? Is it safe? Is it safe having it on my phone or, on another device? And we try to assure our clients that over the years, our service is extremely protected. And we've, up to now, we've never had a case of hacking. So it's very secure. And with the level of authentication that we have with the methods, I mean, it's near impossible to really get in.
Social and health insurance is your social and health insurances.
Are you SXV insured? Do you have a valid medical insurance status? SXV is cardless. Request your My SXV account today and enter the virtual office of SXV. Go to sxv.sx and sign up now.
SXV, your social and health insurances.
With you, the new Kentaco, a combination that will surprise the most curious palates. Combining the deliciousness of KFC chicken and the practicality of a taco with a doubly delicious ergonomic shape. Wow! Compatible with all types of bites. New Kentaco. Enjoy a double-breaded chicken breast with our secret recipe. Cheese, lettuce, and tomato. New Kentaco, the innovation that's in everyone's mouth.
It's hurricane season. Are you prepared? Here are a few tips to keep in mind to help keep you and your family safe. The Atlantic hurricane season runs from June 1st to November 30th, with the peak occurring between mid-August and late October. This hurricane season, be sure to put together a go bag. A disaster supply kit including a flashlight, batteries, cash, first aid and supplies, medications, and copies of your critical information if you need to evacuate. This public service announcement was brought to you by the government of St. Martin.
morning as new videos show the inferno that engulfed Lahaina and how residents spent hours in the ocean to survive, anger is growing. How did the nation's deadliest wildfire happen with no warning?
Did you get any type of alert?
No.
73-year-old Elizabeth Kahani, a grandmother, says she was so scared when she escaped, she didn't realize her face and arm were burned. Firefighters rescued her, treating her wounds, but her brother, Rodolfo Rokutan, is still missing. She's pleading for any word from him.
I'm so worried about everybody. Hopefully, you're still alive.
The search for the missing and dead is just getting started. Canine cadaver dogs arriving over the weekend and police announcing just 3% of Lahaina has been searched.
Are you saying we're just at the beginning of this disaster?
So for the first few days, we had done searches in the streets and the cars that were in the area, but we couldn't enter any structures. I know everybody, what's that final number? It's going to take us a while to get there.
More than 2,700 structures have been destroyed, most of them homes. Residents desperate to get back.
They're not moving fast enough.
Yeah, they're not.
It's been too long. It's been 6 days.
The King family lost their homes. Their kids rescued by their friend and neighbor, Rafa Ochoa. They are all staying together with friends. 3 families under one roof. And he's angry at local leaders.
Where were you guys? No? Where were you guys to try and get us out, evacuate us? No? We're mad. We're mad. No, we didn't just lose our homes. We lost our town.
The cause of the blaze is still under investigation. Videos shot from the water show both how bad the fire was, but also how strong the wind was blowing.
We're in the ocean.
19-year-old Noah Tompkinson and his 13-year-old brother Milo spent hours in the water, along with their mother, escaping the flames.
It's gonna be okay. It's all right.
At one point, their mother started to get cold.
We kind of all huddled around her and just wanted to keep her warm. Has your mom talked to you guys and thanked you for being by her side? We didn't save her, she also saved us. If any of us were alone, I don't know if we would have made it.
It's about 1 o'clock, 1:30 local time, and it doesn't look good. They've only searched about 3% of the disaster area. Right now, the death toll at 96. They believe that there could be hundreds, possibly up to 1,000 people. There was a Google Doc that was going around earlier this week. It had about 5,000 names on it. It has now been dwindled down to 1,000 names of people who are still missing, a lot of them children and also elderly people. Kids were home from school that day. A lot of parents were at work. So a lot of people may have gotten, separated. So hopefully they're in a shelter or someone has found them. Right now, investigators are going door by door, marking homes and cars with an X to show that they have searched the area. But as the police chief described it, there's so much burned metal bodies in the street that it's really hard for them to determine who is who. They're asking relatives of the survivors or relatives of the missing to come in, give a DNA sample so that they can try to identify these bodies. At the War Memorial Complex behind me, a lot of the 1,100 evacuees that are still displaced are housed here. Some are in other shelters across the island. Starting today, they are going to open up about 500 hotel rooms for the people that have been displaced. And they're even asking some tourists to stay home, not to come to Maui, because they could use those hotel rooms for people. Even the governor has asked people across the state of Hawaii to open up their homes to the displaced.